Welcome to BT Podcasts. In this episode, find out how ultra-high net worth families can protect their legacies and continue to thrive in today's volatile environment. This podcast is produced in collaboration with Lighthouse Canton.
Navigating the complexities of Asia's rapidly expanding private wealth landscape requires adaptive strategies for cross-border governance, generational wealth transition, and managing risk in volatile markets. What might those strategies be? And how else can ultra-high net worth families ensure their legacies are safeguarded and continue to flourish? Welcome to BT Podcast from the Business Times. I'm Howie Lim. Joining us today to discuss this are Stella Lau, Managing Director, Wealth Management Greater China, and Charlene Lin, Managing Director, Strategic Growth, North Asia and Southeast Asia at Lighthouse Canton. Hello, Stella and Charlene.
Hello.
Hello, Howie. Thanks for having us.
Given the diverse economic landscapes, how do Lighthouse Canton's wealth creation strategies adapt to the unique priorities of clients in different Asian regions compared to, say, their global counterparts?
Well, for a start, Asian families tend to think differently. It's not my portfolio, but our family's wealth for 100 years, keeping everyone together and cared for across generations. And within Asia, every market has unique needs. Hong Kong family looks for global diversification, while Singapore family tends to focus on multi-generational wealth. Now, as to our India and Chinese entrepreneurs, they need to separate business from their personal wealth. So at Lighthouse, we tailor to each situation and respond differently. Behavioral-wise, we are also observing that Asian clients finally are adapting from products to solution focus for long-term results on their investments. Most see value now in paying fees to receive independent and right advice.
Give us a few examples, though, of how Lighthouse Canton assists families in transitioning from informal structures, like, okay, I leave to you, or you do that, to professional governance frameworks. And are there benefits that you've observed from this? Charlene?
Once a client crosses a certain net worth, he or she will think about setting up family offices for three simple reasons. And I call it the 3C. First, control on investment. Second, connection to better investment. And third, convenience to have everything under one roof. We help families to move from ad hoc decision-making to building governance framework that prevent future conflicts and unlock opportunities. There are typically a few stages, from informal arrangement to setting proper roles of who does what and putting down the decision-making roadmap within the family. Lighthouse Canton is like the manufacturer of Lego blocks. We customize and tailor-made for every family's unique needs. The goal is to have a structure in place that can last for multiple generations.
What about the most significant cross-border legal or regulatory challenges that some of these families may encounter, especially the globally expanding ones? How does Lighthouse Canton mitigate these for them?
Two aspects. Like one, governments share information automatically now via common reporting standards, or commonly known as CRS. Now, with transparencies, families with multi-jurisdiction assets must do things properly, right? And not count on luck to go unnoticed, right? Secondly, the other major challenge today is that regulations and practices have evolved substantially over the years. So many practices and structures that worked in the past no longer serve its purpose today. So individual countries applies its own tax and succession rules. So it didn't help that, there are abundant misinformation available on social media these days. So clients are really confused and nervous. So that's where I think a trusted, competent advisor capable of helping them navigate the complexities become a game changer.
Yeah.
And adding on to what Stella says, every country's rules are different. The inheritance rules, tax rules, and so forth. And we have people on the ground, officers in Singapore as a headquarter, Dubai, London, and India. We have different local experts who live there and are familiar with the local developments. We try to prevent problems early. We work with top lawyers and tax experts in each country, and we have our institutional backing demands that with robust compliance and risk management framework as well.
How does Lighthouse Canton then approach educating and engaging the second and third generation family members to align with their evolving investment philosophies, with the, established family wealth objectives?
Well, I think that's a great question. And I think that's a lot of this work post-COVID especially. Identifying the generation gap is most often the key question that we have to address. And so we have to find a balance between safety from the first generation and the growth that the second generation want. Finding the middle ground to start is what we have to begin with. We have to form an investment committee made up of family members and investment professional to guide and allow everyone's voice is being captured. Regular reporting is also important to build trust on what has been given to the second generation as well.
Still to come, with complexities arising from the global expansion of family wealth, what can these family offices do, particularly in volatile markets? More with Lighthouse Canton in a moment.
And now back to BT Podcasts in collaboration with Lighthouse Canton.
Welcome back. With the projected growth of Asia's wealth pool, what new or emerging investment opportunities is Lighthouse Canton actively exploring for these ultra-high net worth individuals and family office clients, Stella?
I'll share 3 examples here. Private credit. Lending directly to quality companies for stronger risk-adjusted returns as compared to typical bank or cash products. Private credit in Asia has emerged as particularly compelling, with spreads of 200 to 300 basis points higher than developed markets while maintaining superior borrower quality and tighter governance. Our clients are accessing structured opportunities beyond plain vanilla direct lending, including acquisition financing, real estate credit, trade finance, and growth debt, where banks face regulatory or capacity constraints. Well, a subset of this asset class is in growth debt or venture debt, lending to venture-backed startups in their growth phase. This has been well received by clients looking to participate in the venture landscapes while getting regular cash distributions similar to fixed income products. A third example I can share is in modern real estate, such as data centers, e-commerce warehouses, medical buildings. These strong demand sectors, real assets, continue to attract significant capital, especially hospitality, logistics, and life sciences real estate. Now, these sectors offer both defensive characteristics and thematic growth potential. For instance, hospitality provides inflation hedging capabilities through dynamic pricing, while life sciences properties deliver stable, long-term leases with minimal vacancy risk. In essence, I think client wants institutional quality deals. And because Lighthouse is backed by institutional investors, we can access opportunities usually reserved for pension funds and bring them to families.
Well, that's interesting, private equity, but also beyond traditional financial returns, though, what non-financial priorities are increasingly influencing wealth creation and preservation decisions for your clients, Stella?
Well, important non-financial priorities often include 1, family unity, right? This is an important priority as wealth can destroy families. So clients want structures and governance that keep them close, not just rich. Money with meaning. It's comforting to note that many successful entrepreneurs aspire to give back to society, and their generations want impact, be it environment, education, healthcare. Hence, philanthropy is an important component now. The shift I've seen over the years, it used to be that, what's my return? Now clients are asking, what's my return and what impact am I making? So this is truly encouraging. Money is a tool for life goals, but not a goal itself.
Earlier, we talked about formal structures and coming out of the informal. So what kind of hybrid office models or advisory structures does Lighthouse Canton recommend for families seeking to formalize their wealth management and governance, Charlene?
According to a McKinsey consulting paper issued last year, currently there's only 22 family office heads who are non-family professionals. And this number is expected to double over the next couple of years as part of the wider trend towards professionalizing the family offices. For someone who's just starting, we'll advise to start small and scale up along the way to see what you really need. The journey we typically see is to outsource the most expensive and professional part and keep the rest in-house. But the choice is entirely yours to own. One can think about improving your cost efficiency and return by hiring outsourced CIO function. As investment is the heart of Lighthouse Canton's offering, we provide these services, which gives our client the access to institutional-grade investment strategy, external manager selections, and risk management.
Now we have to talk about complexities, right? How does Lighthouse Canton's risk management framework address the complexities arising from the global expansion of family wealth, particularly in these volatile markets?
So risk management in simple terms means having sufficient liquidity and minimize financial losses when bad things happen. On a global level, you can look at where to anchor your family office to preserve wealth and transit them to the next generation, while looking at other favorable jurisdictions to expand your business operation. On a portfolio level, you need to diversify across countries, hedge unnecessary currency exposures, and invest into public and private market, and not just the traditional stocks and bonds. And to ensure that we do not forget about liquidity risks, we also do time-based analysis to take a look at how much the family need in the short term, medium term, and long term. And finally, to do all of this, Lighthouse Canton have proper system and dedicated risk team to manage it on a daily basis.
And I'll add that communication is essential. It stops panic, right? We engage with our clients regularly. Minimally, we do that quarterly in our portfolio reviews. More importantly, we call proactively during volatility. In my many years of experience across market cycles, I learned that clients who are kept informed stay calm, while those left in the dark make terrible decisions. Also, we maintain long-term focus. Our institutional backing allows us to focus on our clients' 10 to 20-year plan, not this quarter's result.
And with Asia's expanding wealth, though, I'm sure the demand for integrated wealth management services is on the rise. How's Lighthouse Canton positioning itself to meet this demand?
Well, firstly, wealth is becoming more global as families relocate across Asia and beyond. They need advisors who understand multiple jurisdictions. Now, young entrepreneurs in Southeast Asia and newly minted millionaires in Southeast Asia, India, and China need sophisticated wealth management services. Families want trusted advisors. I think they're tired of juggling banks, lawyers, tax advisors, consultants. So they want one-stop integrated service to help them navigate today's complexities.
Yes, and to ensure that we can continue to support our clients' growing expectation of better and faster advice, we are investing in senior talents, expanding offices, and building system and technology to deliver institutional quality solutions to our families.
I wish we had more time. Charlene, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Howie.
Stella, it's a pleasure.
My pleasure.
Stella Lau, Managing Director, Wealth Management, Greater China, and Charlene Lin, Managing Director, Strategic Growth, North Asia and Southeast Asia at Lighthouse Canton. This has been BT Podcast by the Business Times. I'm Howie Lim.
This episode of BT Podcast was produced in collaboration with Lighthouse Canton.
Find more BT podcasts at businesstimes.com.sg/podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. This podcast is meant to provide general information only. SPH Media accepts no liability for loss arising from any reliance on the podcast or use of third parties' products and services. Please consult professional advisors for independent advice.